KA Bullets YouTube channel.
Hurry up, now tell us why you're here.
Mark Rhodesley, Tommy Redstop, and Danny Tyerson Jr. will be retiring at the end of the season, and none could qualify for their last race. But Gerald Leadfoot would start at pole position for the Dinoco 400, where Chick Hicks is third as of the first lap, where he says this, and the leader Gerald Leadfoot, Bill Gears, Kajimo Mikno, Slide Park, and Ruby Easy Oaks are out, but Mark Carton would take the lead on lap 2 and lead to lap 19, where Chuck Armstrong would take the lead from him. He would lead until lap 32, where Moray Clutchburn would take the lead from him. Moray Clutchburn would lead for 5 laps before Todd Marcus is second as of lap 37, where Moray Clutchburn goes airborne! Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. would take the lead until lap 53, where the King would take the lead from him. The King would lead all the way to lap 96, where Krusty Rotor would take the lead from him. 8 laps later, Chick Hicks is 13th as of lap 104, where he eliminates Krusty Rotor, the leader, Terry Cabani, Johnny Blamer, and Joe Brakecheck were out! And now Bill Racelot will take the lead for 9 laps before he loses the lead to Kevin Carvick. And he'd lead for 7 laps before Jeff Corvette would take the lead from him. Jeff Corvette lead for 50 laps before Ryan Newcar would take the lead from him. Leading for 4 laps before Todd Marcus is 5th as of lap 174, where he eliminates Ryan Newcar and Elliot Draftler. Why? And Jeff Corvette would take the lead from him, leading all the way to lap 204, where Mark Carton would take the lead from him. He'd only leave 4 laps before Bobby Cabani would take the lead from him. And 2 laps later, another green car, actually Darren Leadfoot, would take the lead for 7 laps. Then the other green car, Chick Hicks, would lead until lap 223, where the King would take the lead from him, leading all the way to lap 258, where Billy Oilchanger would take the lead from him, leading for 2 laps before Chick Hicks is second as of lap 260, where Ernie Gearson is out and Billy Oilchanger is down 1 lap. And Billy Oilchanger says this to Chick Hicks, and he leads more laps! Why? But Kurt Busch Tire is 4th as of lap 261, where Chick Hicks is out! Hooray! Good job, Kurt Busch Tire. And here is what he had to say. And his car owner, Jack Rush, had this to say about his whole team. Dale Earnhardt Jr. would take the lead for 11 laps before Ken Schrader is 16th as of lap 270, where Eugene Carbareski is out! But Kevin Shiftright will take the lead for 5 laps, but then he'd lose the lead to Ricky Sludd. And Ricky Sludd would lead 7 laps before he'd lose the lead to Bobby Cabani. And Bobby Cabani would lead to lap 293, where he'd lose the lead to Rusty Wheelhouse. And Rusty Wheelhouse would lead until lap 307, where the King would take the lead from him. The King would lead all the way to lap 351, where Darren Leadfoot would take the lead from him for 5 laps before Jeff Corvette would take the lead from him. He'd lead 8 laps before Kevin Shiftright would once again take the lead for 5 laps, where Bill Racelot would take the lead from him, leading to lap 376, where Billy Oilchanger would be back on the lead lap on lap 373. And the King would lead to lap 388 before Tony Gasworth would take the lead for 4 laps before Mark Carton would take the lead from him. He'd lead for 3 laps before the King would take the lead from him. He'd only lead for 3 turns before Billy Oilchanger would take the lead from him. Billy Oilchanger would lead for 2 laps before Tony Gasworth would lead the final 2 laps to win the 2002 Dinoco 400, and most importantly, the 2002 Piston Cup. Tony Gasworth wins the 2002 Piston Cup, making him a first-time champion. Well, of course, this season was going to produce a new champion because, well, the King didn't win it. And Check X is in the top 5 because he ran pretty much the whole season. And Billy Oilchanger also came really close to winning a Piston Cup. Mark Carton gets yet another second place. But Kurt Busch did have a good season, finishing 6th, beating Jeff Gorvette and Ryan Newcar, the rookie, who gets a top 10 in his very first season. Kevin Harvick and Murray Clutchburn are outside the top 20 because Kevin Harvick got suspended for a race and Murray Clutchburn keeps being wrecked by Check X! But Dale Earnhardt is no longer in the top 5. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished 13th for some reason. Matt Kenseth gets a top 10, but Chuck Armstrong misses out. Ricky Slud has another good season, finishing 18th, with Michael Cartrick just above him. Elliott Draftler had a better season, finishing 23rd. Jeremy Carfield finished 25th. Literally his only saving grace was finishing in the top 10 a few times. Terry Cabani continues to have bad seasons for some reason. Only a few points ahead of Darren Ledfoot, who had a good season, and even Ken Schrader and Eugene Karbareski finished behind Darren Ledfoot. Slide Park kept crashing, which is why he's not in the top 30. Krusty Rotor, exact same reason. But Jeff Burton isn't in the top 10 anymore, but Bill Racelot did better this season. Kevin Shiftwright gets a top 20 once again. Joe Brakecheck and Jerry Nadrive had bad seasons. Same with Ruby Easy Oaks, but that's because Chick Hicks always wrecks him. Sterling Carlin is in 20th after his season-ending crash. He could have easily won the Piston Cup if it weren't for that season-ending crash. And Davey Apex, with his 1 win and 2 top 10s, finishes in the top 40. Who didn't finish in the top 40 was Team Retread, because Hollingus crashed out in the 14th race, and Turner didn't qualify for too many races.
Remember to press the notifications button, which goes ring, ring, ring after you press it. And lightning strikes back, and that's as if you subscribed, of course. And thank you for watching this entire video.
Also forgot to mention that this is the first time that Team Retread had a car that failed to finish in the top 40. That means that every year since 1970 until 2002, a Retread car was somewhere in the top 40. And also, I will only be posting 2 more videos in the year 2020. The Christmas video that will be coming out tomorrow, and the New Year's video that will be coming out on New Year's Eve. The 2003 Florida 500 will be coming out in 2021. Stay tuned for that.